Welcome back, y'all, to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast about hip hop, entertainment, dating, sex, relationships, and social issues from a sometimes ratchet, because you know how we do, but mostly woke perspective. So listen and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you download, get your podcast, you can listen to us. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show. We have new episodes on Island TV. You can also download the Island TV app. Follow us on Instagram at TwizPod. So I'm Shaun.
And I'm Shatara.
Hi, Shatara. Hi, my sister.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hey, baby, bye. I'm good. That song's in my head.
You have to know where that comes from. What was that? Is that
Bye? Yeah, that song's still a jam. I'm sorry to inform everybody that I do like pop music.
No, bye.
Baby, bye. Is the remix to Girl Bye. I'm good. I'm good over here looking for the spring. How you doing?
I am very good here living in the spring. Hey.
Oh boy. I'm not. No hate here. I'll be there soon. No worries.
Hey, sunny Florida. How you doing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's go. What are we calling this episode?
We are calling this episode, What Did the Five Fingers Say to the Face? It's perfect. So just takes us right to the ratchet, because what else would that be? It could be woke
right nowadays.
It could wake you up, but no. So I know last episode we talked about Will Smith and what happened at the Academy, and the whole smack with Chris Rock. So he has his consequences, and there's been a 10-year ban. So for 10 years he's banned from the Oscars after this whole slap. Okay, now he accepts it, and he's bowed out. But we're looking at the whole thing and we're like, okay, so he can't come, even if he's nominated virtually, he cannot even accept the award.
Who cares though? I mean, is it like a big thing?
No, but you want to know why this is? Someone had said, and made me go, that Will Smith has, more of a consequence than the people who that stormed the Capitol.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I mean, is this the double standard? There's always going to be a double standard.
Ooh.
No, Will wasn't. He wasn't correctly in the wrong. He wasn't always in the right. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of like, who cares? Because who was really watching the Oscars? I mean, Oscars was so white. Didn't we do this whole Oscars so white? Didn't they? Didn't Will and Jada? Didn't they ban the
boycott it? Yeah. So they weren't messing with it.
Didn't even go. So
no.
I mean,
so what?
Do we care?
I want him, you know what I want him to say? Like, I want him, because first of all, he rightfully so, he so deserved that award. Whatever the award is for playing, King Richard, he deserved it. That was excellent.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Oh man, that's one thing. Like,
he made me cry. Did you cry?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. I shed a tear. And you kind of look at, can I overlook your talent? Can I overlook your talent? So I'm like, after I saw Rihanna's face, knotted up, did I still turn up Chris Rock's song? Not Chris Rock. What is his name? Chris Brown. And say, turn that up. You get what I'm saying? After, we hear about R. Kelly, did I still say, I'm stepping in the name of love at the barbecue? Like, I hate to be, honest enough to say sometimes I'm able to overlook a person's, faults and really enjoy their talents. Mm-hmm. So in this case, I'm not holding the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on a highest pedestal to say, oh no, I will not. You take your award, mister, and you say F y'all. Yeah. That's what you do. You hold it, take a picture of it, take a screenshot of it, and you say F y'all. Because once upon a time I wasn't invited anyway.
I ain't laughing. You right.
That's what I would do.
I agree with you. Like at the end of the day, I mean, we watching the Oscars. I think everybody that I know who happened to was watching the Oscars because they heard about the slap. The slap heard around the world.
Right.
That's why we were watching. Otherwise, who really cares? It's like the Academy. They've been Oscars so white. I mean, 10 years is a long time. Like that's a long time.
But then I was reading Roman Polanski. Am I saying his name right? The actor.
I think he was a producer. He just passed away recently.
Well, this was
That
back
was
in
a crazy looking guy that when I remember.
Yes, with the crazy hair. Okay, yes. So the crazy hair. He fled the United States after he pleaded guilty for the statutory rape, and this was in 1997, right?
No, that was in the 70s. Back in
1977.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he got 3 Academy Award nominations, and he won Best Director for The Pianist in 2002.
No, he won quite a few awards after that. After he pleaded guilty, so it wasn't like he got found convicted. Like he basically said, "Yeah, I did it." Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
Best Director award. He carried on with his bad self.
Mm-hmm. With an afro, with a curly blonde afro. He got a crazy.
That was a meme. I think we said that a few times. Like, good morning. That was a good morning meme for a minute.
But you clearly see the double standard there, because I'm like, y'all know the background of this dude. You know, he's worse than Weinstein, but
no,
the same whatever.
What's his name that got with his stepdaughter?
Oh, Woody
Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Woody Allen, they give him praise in Hollywood. He's a pleasure to work with. We love Woody. Oh man, they give him a round of applause.
Yeah.
Iron Man. What's my actor Iron Man?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. And I'm a fan, but let me tell you something. All drugs and all. We're praying for you, Martin. We love you, and he comes back stronger every time. So, y'all could do it 10 times worse. We just can't. That's all it is. So as long as we take our power back to be like, F y'all, we ain't worried about y'all. Listen, we go to the Soul Train Awards, and John Cornelius up in heaven is accepting me. So we can't be so pressed about, their lane so much.
No, you're right. Who cares? Anyway, moving on. We got to talk about another slap.
No, it wasn't a slap.
Look, it's slap a bitch week. I tell you. So, Mike Tyson was filmed on a JetBlue flight. On a JetBlue flight. That's a tongue just twister. JetBlue flight. Leaning back over his seat and attacking a man, leaving the dude bloody. Like, I mean, this is like, let's go to the videotape. It's right there. I don't know, Mike. Goodness. So it was a passenger that was seated behind him, and I guess the dude asked for a selfie. And Mike Tyson's only 55 years old. I don't know why I feel like he's older than that, but he's only 55. Anyway, seemed like it was like a conversation. They kept talking and whatever, and then you see fists, I guess. So there's another video by somebody, of course, who probably had their little phone camera out and was taking the whole video across the aisle. You don't know how much that person got paid to. Anyway, it clearly shows that Mike Tyson, just got up and just started attacking this dude. It did say that the dude was very drunk, was extremely intoxicated. So Tyson's people, I guess they're coming around and they're saying that, it was the passenger that was having this very aggressive behavior. Man, I don't know, Mike. Oh, you did not do this.
Well, let me just start off by saying that he was out in these streets, Miami streets at that, promoting his cannabis brand, Tyson 2.0.
Yeah.
And he was at the 420 Cannabis Festival, and he had no problem getting himself on a JetBlue flight. That's close to damn Spirit, okay? Oops. He said, I don't need to fly private.
Disguise, but you know what?
I don't need to fly private. Do I have enough seat room? Because JetBlue has the big seats, right? He said, that's fine. He said, how much is that flight? 160 round trip, Mike. He said, book it. He didn't give a shit. Mike got on that flight. Somebody kept bothering him, tapping him on the shoulder. Hey, man, I'll take a picture with you. I'm smiling. Okay, man, that's enough. And then dude apparently was intoxicated and kept bothering him. And Mike was like, all right, man, shut the fuck up. And the dude kept bothering him. And Mike got up, and he talks to the list. So a little spit was in the air, and he just went to bashing dude. And sometimes I feel like stuff like that is like a setup, because to be able to say I got hit by Mike Tyson makes you legendary as well, especially in the social media day. So he probably was being set up the whole time. So bear trap.
Set up or no setup, he gonna have to pay out on that one. Just because there's video, like there's corroborated. I'm looking at it like, oh man, I don't know how you can explain that one, because clearly, and Mike Tyson has, when they're boxers, former boxers, whatever, but their hands are weapons. That's why they're insured. You can this very expensive insurance because their hands become weapons. So, I don't know how this gonna play out. And then you look at the dude that he hit. Like clearly, this probably white boy that was probably running his mouth or whatever was drunk. Y'all all on JetBlue, so come on.
Yeah, he may have been so excited to see him, but at the same time, he was probably excited to get hit by him too. Like, dude, I got hit by Mike Tyson. Like, he's probably. I mean, he's gone viral just showing his little scratches. And to be honest with you, like once you see the scratches, it's like he's not lumped up. He's not.
But this gonna be a come up, because Mike is doing his thing in the cannabis arena.
Yeah.
He is doing his thing with his brand. So, oh man, Tyson.
We've all known that he loves some weed. But think about it, he's been keeping his cool for so long. I remember in like his one man show and like seeing some of his interviews saying that like he couldn't just go out.
So good, by the way. Oh my god.
Say that again?
It was so good.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
His stand-up show was so good.
Yeah, I loved it. His one man show was, I think I saw it twice, but he had said that he can't just go out and have a good time because people just test him just because, to say that, they fought Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. They were always trying just to be in the club. It was always something. So that's frustrating. So I think at this point he's kept his cool for this long because they think he's like a wild rock wilder. And he was like, you know what? Didn't I say leave me alone?
Yeah, I think he's just had enough. So Will Smith too, just like I had enough of y'all.
Listen, it is the time. Black men have had enough. We are not turning the other cheek. Okay? We are taking the Malcolm X line on this one here. We're not. We're not sorry, Martin, you the man, but we are not turning the other cheek. We're hitting back. We've been hit for too long. We're hitting back.
Oh man. We is out here slapping. Ooh, okay. Well, all right, y'all. Okay.
And our hands are fists, so don't play with me. Don't play.
All right. Well, I want him to come out of this on top. Come on, Mike.
I know. I like Mike Tyson though. I like him. He's a friend in my head. Absolutely. That's my friend. Speaking of hitting people, Miss NeNe Leakes is suing, saying racism was accepted on The Real Housewives. Now, we all know NeNe Leakes was like the star of the Housewives and, she's, bowed out gracefully. However, she's alleging that they fostered and tolerated a hostile and racist work environment. And she brings up a lot of incidents with Kim. I always say her name wrong. Kim Zolciak. Well, she's married now. Behrman. Mm-hmm. And from what I know, from when I used to watch the show, they started off as friends. Yeah. And that's how she was introduced in the show. She was her white friend who wore fake ponytails and wigs, and she had a man named Big Papa, and her kids love NeNe Leakes. Her two daughters love NeNe, like she was Aunt NeNe. Uh-huh. Right, that was a whole thing. So now an executive producer is Andy Cohen. So everybody kind of tied that into the whole Bravo interviews, Andy Cohen, so she's coming after him. So in reality, that's pretty much what it is. Mm-hmm. NeNe is saying that throughout the series, she always complained about a lot of these comments that Kim was making. So she said something about, I guess there was an episode they were supposed to be at the poolside with friends. And she's like, I'm not trying to be around the pool with NeNe and eat chicken. That was one.
Yeah. Use the N-word again.
She used the N-word. She said something about Candy's real estate being the ghetto. Like, some of these things out of these little microaggressions that, I think we all deal with regularly. Coming from the other thens.
Yeah, I mean, are we surprised? I'm a little surprised that NeNe at this point is, even bringing this up because honestly, I mean, she made a career out of it. I mean, everybody knew what it was. It was on Bravo. You knew that the show was what can you say? Racially motivated. I mean, you got to show. I don't know. I'm not taking away from her federal complaint that she filed in the court, but it's kind of like we did know this though, right? We knew this,
right? Well, they're saying that. Well, she's saying rather that instead of them, seeing it for what it was and doing something about it, instead they rewarded Kim and gave her her own show, then forcing NeNe to bow out and leave. Kim had her own show.
Oh, NeNe never had her own show?
Don't be tardy for the party.
Oh. NeNe never had her own show?
No, I think she's always been with the Housewives.
She's not Puerto Rican? Mexican.
Save the last dance for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
she should win. Like, if what she's saying is she was uh, shown some sort of racism, and she made the complaints, and because man,
Right.
she was a pioneer. She's a pioneer of the show. I'm just going back. It was
She
like
is.
been on for 13 years.
She's the it. She's
Yeah,
the it.
she was the show. But now that I'm thinking about it, she did not have her own spinoff.
Mm-mm.
It
And
was White Girl Kim.
yes, Kim got her own show. So imagine making these complaints and like, okay, like y'all, this is enough. This is enough. This is enough.
Mm.
And they're like, oh, by the way, you're leaving, right? Okay, so tune in to Kim's new show. So they pretty much just brush everything under the rug. And I hate to say this, but if the tables had turned and if it was Kim complaining about the Black housewives, they probably would have done something about it.
Well, I mean, they gave her own show. That's what they
Yeah.
did.
And that's just even in the corporate world. Like, sometimes that's just the culture in some of these places we work in. It's just kind of our complaints and our insight is brushed under the rug. Like, okay. Don't come in here snapping your neck, Shatara. Here we go.
Well, we gonna see. Okay, NeNe.
I hope she wins.
So, in other news here,
who else getting smacked?
Another slap, another smack. This time this is Benzino. This man, So, as an aside, I did not know that his daughter is Coyle Ray.
Coyle Ray, yeah, my best friend.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Cute. But no, I was like, okay, so there's actually some talent over there. Anyway, so last week, a transgender model by the name of Shauna Brooks revealed an alleged relationship with Benzino. So, this has been what I don't. Okay, I'm gonna let me just give it, and then I'll just break it down.
Okay.
So basically, Shauna Brooks posted, got on Twitter and got all of the DMs, and she posted all the DMs between her and Benzino. And with her last message, she said, "You keep lying on me, I'm going to hunt you down, and I'm going to go to jail." So Benzino's quote, he says, "This person has crossed a dangerous line, and I've already accepted that at 56 years old, wow, okay, I will die now or go to jail for the rest of my, I guess, life over my name, reputation, and legacy." He further wrote, "This weirdo MF is playing with y'all, not me. She still haven't said that we never met in person. Benzino will go forth with threats to anyone attempting to hurt his legacy." This is what he's saying. So here's what what I don't, and then of course your man 50 Cent. I love 50. I hated to love it, the underdog on top. I love 50 Cent, but he got a mouth on him, right? Like
trolling.
And that Gemini, he is a troll. So he loved this. Like he made this his all his posts was about Benz. I don't know what is it that he don't like about Benzino, something. But anyway, he made this his like mission to throw this man in the butt. Like, you out here with this transvestite, blah blah blah. Now, what I can say, what I don't like with this Shauna Brooks is that because from my perspective, they clearly had some sort of relationship. I mean, there are crazy people out here go to great lengths in faking relationships, but it's clearly they had something. That's what I believe. Now, what I don't appreciate is this woman just kind of throwing him under the bus. I don't know exactly what happened. I tried to get down with the DMs and read the whole thing, but in the end, it was looking to expose him. I don't know what for. So, leave that man alone. People's business is their business. That's why I'm like, whatever he's doing, of course he's gonna lie about it. Of course he's gonna make it seem like he's not. But it just, in my humble opinion, like, okay, y'all had something, but she was wrong for kind of wanting to expose him. Now something happened. That's from my perspective. I don't know what you think about it.
Something happened. Yeah, this kind of like threw me, kind of gave me like the side eye a little bit. I mean, you can be called certain things. Should I've been called certain things? And I think a lot of times it was like the root of where it was coming from. And at some point you're like, oh, okay, like whatever. Cause you stand strong in who you are. So to go to the extent of like, you willing to go to jail and take to get locked up and you're at peace at 56 to take it that far is like, To me, that's like guilt.
Yeah, like you might as well say it's me.
Like what man want to go into jail to be with more men and say while he's free, mind you, shaking his toes in the sand, I don't mind going back in there because y'all ain't gonna mess up my name. Well, if that ain't the gayest shit I know. You telling me that you so mad that somebody said they had something going on with you who you never met and it's all lies, but send me to be with a whole bunch of men while I'm free, spending my daughter's money, right? Oh, if that don't sound like the gay parade, I don't know what to tell you, sir. Because what you so mad for? You know how many dudes come out of jail and say I ain't going back.
You know, I mean, you might
I ain't never going back.
On that Beyonce song, honey, come around my way.
You are 56 years old, Bruce Jenner. You are 56 years old. Why? I'm just saying, like, why? And especially as a black man, like at 56 years old. And hey, I think there's a lot of closeted men out there. There's a lot of closeted men out there.
So, that's exactly.
And that's really what it is.
I totally agree with what you're saying, and that's why I'm like, you know, obviously, to me, you go through and read it. It's so obvious that they had some sort of connection, some relationship, right? And it's okay, Benzino. It's okay. I don't like the way that she ends up, exposing him and throwing him out there. But his reaction, as you said, has just made it more like, man, just raise your hand if you sure, because that's what you're doing.
You willing to go to jail, like?
For what you say, is this a weirdo and she playing y'all? No, she playing you, because this what you willing to do? If it's, I agree with you. You know, you're doing too much. Because if it was a rumor, if it's a lie, you know, I'm sure as being an entertainer, you got to kind of let some stuff roll off of you, you know. But
yeah. I mean, you have your time of like what, and after a while, it's like okay, you know, you treat it like a rumor. But
you step on my foot, you step on it. Like after a while, you're like, you know what?
Yeah,
I was gonna give me some new shoes anyway.
Listen, he needs
to let him learn certain stuff go.
Tell Malik Yoba needs to call him and say, "Calm down, dude."
And Mr. C, like, you know what, y'all? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Malik Yoba came out like, yo, like this, you know, hey. And next thing you know, he has radio interviews, and New York Undercover came back on Aspire TV. I said,
what in the tricky dick is this?
You know, this, and, you know, I mean, shit from basketball players. I mean, if you really, I think a lot of celebrities that were supposedly, you know, caught with transgenders. Chingy, Soulja Boy, Bow Wow, Trey Songz, Tyson Beckford, who would I just say, who was actually open about it? Malik Yoba. And who was the rapper, the DJ?
I just said
he kept getting caught.
Mr. C. So after a while, he was like, let me just raise my hand.
What was his name?
Mr. C.
Mr. C. Right. Did he pass away?
No.
I'm sorry. One of these DJ passed away. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So,
no.
Yeah, like I keep getting caught with them, and you know, I've seen Pose, and they pull them. They, you know, this community has no problem in that particular department. They're good. They're looking at you like, boo, I'm good over here. Yeah, like I'm good. Like my Tinder account is popping. Bitch, I'm greedy. I'm like, oh, okay, well, shit, you told me.
Or Hinge or whatever's the use. But yeah. So you know, at Benzino, you doing too much.
You gotta go to jail, and I'm 50-something. You ought to be ashamed of yourself talking that way.
I will die now. Go to jail for the rest of my life over my name and legacy. Well, that's a dumb thing to do.
Well, what's gonna happen in jail? I mean, it goes down. So, shit, I'm trying to look. Imagine, yeah, I'm good. Listen, y'all call me gay, so I will go to jail to be with a whole bunch of women to prove to y'all to save my name. Bitch, no.
Yeah. He just. You better think. Oh man, I'm just. Oh man.
Right? Then that sounds just a little bit like. As a black man, going like, do you know that the rate of black men who are wrongly accused that are rotten right now, like that would love to trade places with you? They're like, yo, call me gay. Shit. If I could trade, I'm on my way out now.
Yeah, but his response is typical of a man who gets exposed for that type of behavior. You know, love who you want to love. But you know, at the end of the day, like when she's shown a light on it, like they brought it, because I'm telling you, I'm like, I don't know. There's no way you could say that you ain't never met this person in person. It doesn't.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does. It didn't seem like that. Now I know, like people make up all kind of things, but I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, Benzino. Like it would have been much better for him to be like, you know what, this is my own business. The only thing he kind of messed up, because I believe he was married at the time when they first got together. He he was married. He eventually, I believe, he got a divorce. But clear that part up right there. But then living living that truth right there.
Living your truth.
It's so obvious. I mean,
to be so, yeah.
It's so obvious. So yeah,
I'm suing and I'm doing like.
You doing for what?
Benzino, you should be happy they're still talking about you.
Your name is Benzino. I mean,
what song did he have?
I can't even think about it.
See what I'm saying? So be happy they're talking about you, Benzino. Today is the time. The flags are out. It's pride time.
What song did he have?
Was it about a Benz?
No, and wasn't he with a group? See, this is the crazy thing. Wasn't he with a group? It was like 3 of them. And they were weren't they from Massachusetts? I know they're from up north, but they were from like Massachusetts or something. I don't know.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't want no trouble with no people. I come in peace. Hey, back it up. I come in peace.
He's 5'3". Sorry.
I'm a shit talker, but I come in peace. I want no trouble.
Wow. He's 5'3". Get out. All right. Well, All right, moving on. Where we at?
Well, we got to figure out what song he had.
I don't know. Raymond
Benzino.
Huh?
Ray Benzino. Yeah, he's from Boston, Massachusetts. You're right.
In the company, I don't know any of these songs.
He has an ongoing feud with Eminem.
I don't know. Okay.
I bet you it was a dope song though. When it hits us, we're gonna be like, oh!
I don't know.
Was it Come Around My Way? him and Stevie J are probably friends, yeah?
Yeah, aren't they friends? Didn't they have a show together? We're so bad.
It was called freaking Frack.
Did she scratchy? Okay.
Oh my God. I'm tuned in. Okay. I'm sorry. So the rapper A$AP Rocky, he was arrested in connection with a shooting last November. Okay. So I'm talking last year, y'all. So he was arrested in Los Angeles and they took him into custody while he was at the LAX airport. And he was returning from holiday with his girlfriend, very pregnant girlfriend, Rihanna, bad girl dem Riri.
Oh, man.
So A$AP, didn't we just get out of Switzerland?
Is he? Oh, yeah.
Didn't we see what I'm talking about? Black men in jail. See, so I don't know what the hell Benzino talking about. Switzerland, when he was in jail, he was like, "Oh, mama," he wanted to come home.
No, okay. This is, this is where, because he's, what is he, like 26 or 20, something like that? I don't know. But
he's beautiful teeth.
He said some really, really stupid stuff in the past. I don't even remember, just being totally disconnected to the car, like people in cars, and he out here rocking Chanel and doing all this stuff. Like he's so set apart from what's going on. And I'm like, but your people's from over there, Lenox Terrace, sir. But okay, whatever. So he's out on bail. And I know Riri, she getting ready for the baby shower. I don't know. You got to get your life together, A$AP.
And everybody's like, "This is who you having a baby with, Riri?"
Yeah, she is.
This is who you having it. But who am I to judge?
Sweden. I went to Sweden before, and did I tell you when I went to Sweden, he's like it's him. He's a huge star. Like you pay attention to these rappers and you see them, but it's like in other countries when you go, because I just remember being in Stockholm, and he's like, I was like, A$AP Rocky. He's a huge star.
You see his billboard
all over the place, in the airports, all of him. And there's another rapper. His last name, he has a last name like us, Curry. I I don't know if I don't know, but he's another big rapper out there. I was just like, okay, y'all, they love ASAP. In other words, so
they love him so much they put him in jail.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you gotta get this together ASAP. Y'all about to have a baby ASAP, you know?
Yeah, I was sad to hear that. I was like, you see, it all comes back around some way, somehow. I'm sure he was just rolling to the airport, la 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 la, like Ezel from Friday.
Prada and Chanel, as he said, this is what I wear.
That's all he wears. He's a California, whatever, and holding hands with his pregnant wife, and then they were like, sorry, sir.
Yeah. Baby
that
mom.
was probably a scene. I'm sure she was devastated. Like,
yeah, the reports was like, she had tears in her eyes, and I don't know. He's facing 14 years. I don't know I don't know the whole story about it, but it sounds like it's pretty serious. So of course, with all of the good things coming up for him, like this is not gonna be so good. So yeah, like this one.
And children change your life. So I'm hoping that.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful what you say. I was really disappointed in him. Like all of that stuff he was talking, I'm like, you that disconnected because you wear designer clothing.
Yeah, I heard it. He's like, actually, I'm a dime. I was like, who's this grown man talking about he's a dime? What? like a chick should be, it's a pleasure for her to meet me. He was sounding like Kung Fu, what's his name from Martin? It's a pleasure for you to meet me. Like, oh. Is that what he said? Like, oh.
Yeah, there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. And, a man knows how to walk that line, with confidence.
Yeah. He has nice skin. He's a nice look. He's very nice looking. And those teeth, he has a beautiful smile. I'm going to give props where they're due real quick. You're a looker. I look back at you. And he was in the movie Dope, and he did a good job acting too.
He did.
Remember? Yeah, he was good. I was like, that's a cutie right there. But I don't know. Anyway, so we'll see about that. I can't wait for Riri. I'm a fan of Riri. That's my homie. So we'll see.
She is our sister. She's the sister in my head.
She's the homie. Yeah. So looking for the baby Riri. I'm sending you baby shower gifts in my heart. Kris Jenner was in court talking about how she was traumatized when Blac Chyna pulled a gun on Rob Kardashian.
I'm not laughing.
Listen here. So not only did she pull a gun on Rob, but she threatened to kill Kylie Jenner as well. Now, during this cross-examination, this trial, Chyna, what she said, holding back tears, was that she was just joking when she put the gun to Rob Kardashian's head. So, listen.
What?
So, the question that they're getting on Kris Jenner, as she took the stand, like, why I guess why she went about things the way she did. And she's like, look, Kim was just robbed at gunpoint in Paris. That whole thing happened. Like, I thought I was going to lose my daughter. Can you imagine that? Now, this is just me being a human. Oh my God. I can only imagine that. And then you got this heifer in your living room holding a gun to your son's head. And she's talking about she was just kidding.
Look.
Sorry. Sorry, Your Honor.
It's like it's not fun, right? Like, I personally feel like Blac Chyna. I've seen some videos and some things like she on something. Like she's on something. She's the one that says she don't get no money, no support, but. You live in this huge mansion, you're driving around these Bentleys, but you don't, but Rob doesn't take care of his daughter. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Then you got her mother, who is another one, when everybody is taking their meds, you could tell. Yeah, everybody's kind of on an even keel. When they're not, they out here wilding. So, Blac Chyna's mother, she, depending on, I guess, if she get along with her daughter or if she don't get along with Chyna.
Oh, because they had a show, didn't they?
They had a show, right? That was traumatic to even watch. Did you watch it? Did you even watch? Did you watch?
I saw a little bit of it. Her mother was she a recovered addict?
Yeah, and they, they both recovered dancers too, I guess. I don't know, but both addicts.
That's funny. Recovered dancers.
A lot of trauma, a lot of healing that needed to happen. Not sure if it happened on the show. I don't think it did. But so you could tell, like, she's come from a lot. But at the same time, I've seen some things where clearly she's not in her right mind. She is not operating, with all
All her marbles.
Together. So I mean, for even so you sit there, you say, so you pulled out a gun and it was a joke. And she said this in court, girl. I don't know, girl. Bye. I don't know what. I don't know what you plan to do now.
No. Yeah. That was you. That has to be followed up by. And my prescription is at CVS when I leave here.
I can't. Yeah, that's
just to follow up with something like that because to put a gun to somebody's and that just
wow. So yeah, so and she's mad because she's not on the show. Chyna, is it Chyna Black? No, Blac Chyna. Chyna Black.
Yeah, right.
Blac Chyna is upset. She's suing the Kardashians because she is not on the show. I think that's a part of the lawsuit. Well, I mean, girl, I don't know. Bye. I can't just.
Well, Chris said we didn't put Chyna on the show, put her in the home so we can all take it all away. Why would we do that? And I believe that.
Yeah. I do. Like I said, I think she's on one. She be on one. And this was a perfect opportunity. You know how people speak things to distance like Blac Chyna, I'm speaking to you. This was a perfect opportunity for you to level up, in all levels of your life. And I don't know, we just not seeing it. I didn't know. I don't think she took the baton and ran with it, because I would be out here Kylie Jenner and me, a lipstick, a lip gloss, the whole thing. I think the last we heard from Blac Chyna, she had a skin bleaching line, something like that.
Really? Yeah. That's supposed to. Yeah, I guess the last name alone was supposed to be your come up. You're supposed to be able to give your daughter that last name and have that legacy and sit pretty and know that you
go the shit out of that.
I never have to get on a pole. You know what I mean? I don't ever have to do nothing. I mean, not to say you don't have to put in any work, but now's the time to really, like you said, get a little business, do something so that way, you can get that money growing and going.
Yeah, and I don't know her life. I don't know her finances. I don't know what she's doing, but it just seemed like from what we're seeing, you pulling out guns for fun, girl.
Yeah. Did you see Megan Thee Stallion was shot? People don't play.
Yeah, well, I can't.
What's wrong with you? Get round from over here. I need to grab her by her arm. Get you.
Get your ass.
Get inside.
Get your
playing around with these people. Shoot, like the father from Friday, comedian Red, that came to get his son for the chain. Messing with these people. He said, "Oh man, you want some of this?" Debo said. He said, "No." He got his ass right back in the car. That's what somebody needs to do with her. That was terrible.
Anyway, all right. Moving on. There's
a lot of ratchet. I enjoy a little ratchet though.
I love it. I do love it. I do love it though. All right, but we do have to get woke.
Okay.
It is time to get woke. So I do want to mention before we start talking about what's going on with y'all's president and the Ukrainian refugees. I don't know if you heard about this, but the late Dwayne Haskins, he was the player. He was at a training camp for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he was actually down here in my neck of the woods, not too far from me, where he lost his life. He got hit by a dump truck on the highway. So the sad part, not as if that can't be even more sad, because this kid had a bright future ahead of him. I think he was like a first round draft pick, was here for training camp, 24 years old. But I read where his parents are not attending his funeral, which is being held in Pittsburgh. They're going to hold separate services. And the reason they're not coming is because they've never met his wife, Calabria Haskins. She was in Pennsylvania at the time of his death. And they said, they've never met his wife and they don't want to meet her at his funeral. So they're not coming. I don't know. I read that. I was like, I don't know that was sad upon sad.
I'm sorry to hear this. My face is all types of.
Yeah. I mean, their quote was like, "We never met or spoken to the wife, and we didn't want our son's funeral service to be the place we met her for the first time." That's the statement that they made. So, just I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. So evidently he's having there are three services. One that his wife is holding for him, and the two that his parents are going to be giving him. One is in New Jersey, and the other one is in Potomac, Maryland. So really sad, really sad. I don't know,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wow. Yeah. Oof. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Parents deciding not to attend the son's home
Their
because
own
they don't
son's
know why.
funeral. But they're going to have their own service for him.
They're having two different services for him outside of that, but I just to have that statement aired and said, I don't know what to feel about that. You don't pick the time or the place, obviously,
Right.
and just anyway, yeah, I just want to bring that up. All right. Talking about your President Biden has unveiled this new program, which is bringing 100,000 refugees from the Ukraine to the United States. So he announced this new program, and it's going to basically create this pipeline that's going to get these refugees directly out of Europe and into the United States. So it's called United for Ukraine. This thing, I don't know, I'm telling you, this is your tax dollars at work, because they put together this program. It provides temporary resettlement pretty much from the application period to within a week. So all they have to do is, do their vaccinations and, prove that they are Ukrainian residents, and they're basically approved. So, like I said, from the approval process to get them here, it takes about 1 week. So obviously, this is glaring. What so our civil rights groups are saying, and what even I know that we're saying here is, this, of course, is just highlighting the double standard between Black and brown immigrants, migrants to this country, and the Ukrainian refugees who have been given this kind of carte blanche to like a swift approval process. So, I mean, we know that there are so many migrants, Black people, our people, who have been waiting to get here into the United States. In March alone, just last month, over 3,000 Ukrainian refugees were processed at the US-Mexico border, even though you have hundreds of thousands of people who are still waiting for their cases to be heard, who are still waiting for asylum to be heard. So this is obviously showing that these Ukrainians are getting a very different superior treatment to Black and brown refugees. And if you remember, there was Title 42, which basically said, remember when, we shut down the borders because of COVID. So we said, we weren't letting anybody in because it was a public health issue.
Yes.
For some reason, the Ukrainian refugees don't even, I don't know, that's not even addressed with them. It doesn't even that law, and it's a law, it's Title 42, it doesn't even work with them. So it pretty much just keeps out all the Black and brown people from coming in saying, oh, it's COVID, and we got still a national emergency and y'all can't come. But if you're Ukrainian, you can get here in about a week. This is so I don't know. I'm pretty much, I can kind of gather what you think, what you feel about this. What are your thoughts?
I think I spoke to you briefly, and I was watching the news when I mentioned this, and saying this is something we should talk about in the woke segment, because when I turn on the news, which I'm telling you right now, I am not into politics like that. I'm well-rounded in other ways. The news is something where sometimes when it's just bad news, I could do without it. However, I had to turn the volume up on this, and they were literally saying on the news on two different channels, as U.S. citizens, we're encouraged somewhat to sponsor Ukrainian, people that need to get here. Like, and I just was so like, wait, what? Like, we can, and giving us like, steps to the process.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So from what I'm understanding, that, we've had so many other, I guess you could say, people outside of America that are, fleeing and looking for asylum, from Central America to Mexico to Africa to Haiti. Like, everybody's trying to escape from something. And you mean to tell me that just like easy as peasy 1, 2, 3, I can help sponsor a Ukrainian family and help them get on their feet and help them, and have them come to my home at that? and they'll be here with some type of special, I don't know what, past citizenship, like whatever it is,
and a work visa, and to get to work.
Yeah. So I
Do you
mean,
know?
I just thought of Haiti, like right away. I just, to be honest with you, I just thought of Haiti, and I just thought of how, just what is it, 2 summers ago, we were looking at kids in Mexico, and it was like they were in a holding state, and it was. I'm like, oh, so wow, and listen, I don't like war. I don't like to hear anything bad happening to humans in general, but it's clear that there's a double standard.
Absolutely. I mean, do you know how many people? I was watching something the other day. We was talking about we see it, as same thing as you. I'm a little more. I listen to the news, but not like that. You got to kind of listen to different types of, know your news outlets. But what you see a lot of, I just remember seeing, in Mexico, their government is fighting a drug war. Like
the cartels,
seriously,
yes.
They're fighting the cartels. You have people of color, Black people that are fleeing all types of wars. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot going on in this world. But for some reason, those wars are not deemed worthy enough to be responded to in the same manner as how we're responding to Ukraine. You have thousands of families fleeing the cartel in Haiti. There are refugees that are turned away at the border without even a chance to seek asylum, and they're fleeing wars. They're fleeing, being tortured, and these arbitrary arrests and all types of abuses. And we don't come through like that. We continue to deport scores of Africans and people from the Caribbean, who are coming from really unstable homelands, where there's violence all day, every day, and they can write books about this, and still, we don't give the same treatment because of the color of their skin. And that's basically what it comes down to. I don't like it.
It's so sad, to the point where I'm thinking, like, it's a mental illness that I don't know. Like, to me, racism, it's like it's mental. It's a mental illness. It's a sickness. It's really a sickness, because this is sickening. Just to be someone with have a human heart, and to be able to say, like, oh, we all, bleed the same red blood, but really your actions are different as to how you treat, people in need. That is that's hurtful. It really is.
I don't know. This is, you just see it. It's so blatant. It's like y'all ain't even trying to hide it. I am just so taken aback by how fast we came up with this Uniting for Ukraine initiative, which works so swiftly. Like, you mean to tell me you can apply and they can get here in a week? And I know people personally. I know people that have family members and friends who have been waiting for that type of justice for years. You wait for that type of justice for years, just to be able to come here and live a, quote unquote better life. Like, it never happens that fast, but here we go. So,
wow, right? That's like, yeah, like I said, if I wanted to pick up the phone and make a phone call and say, hey, I have money, I want to help a family out, I have a name of 10 people, I want to get them here as soon as possible. From what I'm understanding, the resources are there for them to get that.
Yeah, I mean,
but if I were to call and say my Haitian family needs help, then it's all types of bells and whistles and hoops that we need to jump through to even get the process started. Right?
It's the world we live in. We live in an anti-Black world. I don't care what people say. You can paint it all how you want, but
yes,
this is an anti-Black world.
Yes, the system is not built for us. It is so rigged, and they change the rules as they go. Every beating path, what we wanted it to be blue. We decided it's gonna be yellow this year. It's and that's the whole thing. Like, we have to continue to educate ourselves, because guess what? That is powerful.
And continue to expose it. I think, is speaking up and speaking out, and that's what we want to do here on this platform. We do it, but I mean, we don't keep it a secret. They call it for what it is. That and they're blatant, they'll show you right up in your face,
Yeah.
that's
And
real.
it's blatant. This guy says to me, he goes, just imagine what the people are going through in Ukraine. And I looked at him and I just said, well, look, I mean, at the time I was in New York City. I said, look at that man right there. He's homeless. I said, look at the people in our own backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And please don't say to me Blue Lives Matter, because, just the whole theory wouldn't have even been a thing if we didn't say Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
So don't step over what we're saying to justify what you're saying, because yours wasn't even a saying. Don't you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you get it? But no, you don't have to get it. And that's the part.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Anyway.
So get some D up in this ditch, please.
All right. So did we get woken off?
We did, but now it's time for the weekend D.
You gotta go on. I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit. Handle it like a real bitch. Have the hunter, Janet Jack me.
Ow. I find that I say ow for anything. But this traffic, I'm like, ow. I don't know why.
It's so appropriate though. Like
it's not always for good. It's just for silliness. So okay, so I want to read this whole thing.
Okay, because I see that she wrote a story. So okay.
But it really outlines, so it gives you like a full visual. So I need to give it to you. Okay, ready? So this woman says she's been married for 2 years and they've been together for 5. The first 6 months, I found out he was liking / commenting on random women's and their sexy pictures. Mm-hmm. They weren't celebrities or models. They were local models, if you know what I mean. And the women he met on Tinder. I told him to take it down and he agreed. Then 2 years ago, I found out he had a secret IG and Snapchat where he would hook up with women at cheap hotels. Mm-hmm. One woman contacted me and she had so much proof. Boom. We don't have kids. I moved out the same day, but instead of divorcing him, I stupidly took him back. All right, you got that in highlight? Mm-hmm. January 2022, which was just yesterday, I found out he's been emailing IG models and booking them for sex from our company email, a business that I built. He's been doing this the whole time. I found out that around the time my brother died, which we were very close, he made a quick stop at a cheap hotel to have sex for 30 minutes. He was telling women to name a price and he would pay them $600 to $900 each time. One of the women Googled our business, found me, and contacted me and told me everything. In his emails, he had prices for acts that he wanted to be performed on him. He was telling these women he was running our business and that it was his. I confronted him. He lied, called me all kinds of names. We separated, and in that 2 months now, he wants to recommit. He has apologized, and he wants me to take him back. He wants to get help and agrees to go to counseling. What should I do?
You asking us? I'm sorry. Let me not laugh. Here, I say this all the time that and look, we love y'all. We do. Y'all are sisters and our brothers in our heads. But y'all, come on now. If anything that we've taught you after all this time is y'all gotta think better, And a woman's intuition never lies. Never lies. I don't care what. One thing I'm gonna tell you, sis, is you writing this should have been cathartic for you. Like writing this, all that she wrote a whole book. I know you paraphrase it, but it was a lot. That should have been her way of getting it all out, so she would never have to deal with this again, in my opinion. Like, you get this all out, you put this on paper, you were courageous enough to allow, to share this and share all of this, because it is a lot. But that should have been your release. Like, let all of this go. She calls us, she says, I stupidly took him back. And I'm like, but you said it. It was stupid. Obviously it was stupid, because this is not a man. This somebody that he don't respect himself. And I know you didn't read it, but there was a part in here where she said that he told her that out of respect for her, he only has sex with these women with a condom on. So he wouldn't, be out here raw dogging out of respect for his wife. And it was so much. And I'm reading it and I'm like, you know better. when you find you got to cut him off, because one of the things that to me is a lot of things here that's crazy and glaring, but she confronted him more than one time, meaning, and he lied to her more than one time, but it also means that he got caught. So had he not got caught, all of this would have continued on until the end.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a situation where he said, you know what, let me confess my sins and I want to do right and whatever. Like, no, he just got caught out there.
Mm-hmm.
And what does a child do when they get caught? They lie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he did. So it's not that he wants to recommit to the relationship. It's that she cut him off. She found, he lied. She found out. She cut him off. And now life is different. Life is different for a nigga. When if you used to a certain woman taking care of you in a certain way and you ain't got that no more, life is real different for you. So yeah, you want that old thing back. But she should be a more evolved person. More, you live and you learn. I'm telling you, that's what life is. Nothing but it's a collection of experiences. This is one of those where she should be like, you know what? I'm worth more. I deserve more, because you do, sis. But you the one that's got to believe it first. You don't believe that, ain't nobody gonna jump on the bandwagon to be like, you know what? You deserve more than what I'm giving to you, because people will do you exactly how you allow them to do you, and that's what's going on here. So, whew. I feel so much for this sister, because I'm like, she know it in her knower. Like a lot of we know it in our knower. You know it in your knower. You got comfortable. And people get comfortable in their dysfunction. Don't mean that it's not dysfunctional. You just got comfortable there. And that's what all this is. I mean, I can go on because there's a part of this, I've lived this. So I'm speaking from a place of experience where I know. So it is up to her. Like, you got to wake up and be like, you know what? I don't deserve this. This man got a price list for sex. And trust me, there are going to be women out there that'll catch on to whatever he's putting out there. You got a price list. There are going to be women to be like, you know what? I'm worth this much. Let me go and, okay, I'll do that.
Listen, he called me 3 times. I made $2,700 last month.
Not you, but somebody saying it. Right.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? So sis, I mean, I'm winning over here, technically. You know what I'm saying?
And he married. So you ain't got to worry about him calling or doing a whole bunch of stuff because he got a wife.
He putting out a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, for 30 minutes of my time. Shit. I mean, 27. Well, that ain't nothing, especially, I mean, imagine somebody who really has it, but that's your money. So yeah, you should be
a company that she built.
You should be so upset that you don't fuck with him. And that's the part where, like, when I hear stuff like this, my thing is, I wish I could give you my emotion of being upset and, having a standard that you have it for yourself. But that's the thing. We can't, put these in drinks and give it to people. For me, that's just, my standards are not that. You get caught, hey, dudes like females online, you like in pictures, whatever. Even for that, that's a paper trail, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't want somebody, and they were married. So I don't want, my husband's fingers to be on every female's picture. Because then people tie back. Trust me, some dudes out there pay attention. A couple of husbands, like, yeah, you see, blah, blah, blah's husband always likes her picture. Mm-hmm. Like,
hiding in the bushes.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, you could be anonymous and, because it's there for you to see. You could be anonymous and, still, but hey, when you start prostituting and shit, 2 years went by, you got back together. Yeah, he's a trifling dude, but you're an enabler.
No, he's a serial, what's the word? Womanizer.
Yeah,
he's a serial womanizer. And to me, like, this where she gotta be lucky, feel blessed that y'all don't have no kids.
Woo!
You can pack up, you can put yourself in the suitcase and be out. That's what you need to do.
What's he keep? And the thing is that he's for everybody. He's for the street. So it's not like, if you're like, oh girl, what kind of dick he got? It must be something so good. No, everybody knows about it. Ew. So, you know what I mean? Once the jig is up and everybody in town and the girl across seas and this one and that one, and he's putting out money for it. Oh, nah, it's nothing special about that.
Making you look like a real fool with a bullseye on your head. And it was the one woman, she said, who Googled her and tracked her, found her and contacted her and told her everything. you know.
Thank you.
And probably not so much the female probably didn't feel guilty or bad for what she did, but she felt bad for this woman, this wife out here looking like a fool as your husband's out here running around with all these females.
No, he probably owed her some money. She was probably like, you know what? You were short a couple hundred. I'm gonna get your ass. You wait till you see Charles. I got something for you.
Mr. Charles.
She said an invoice. Yep, Mr. Charles.
Something. And and there's always gonna be that one woman who's like, she know all the business, and she gonna track you down and let you know what your peoples is out here doing, what your man is out here doing.
Yeah, I think it's a thing where you got to think about. You think about some of your relationships, especially when you're like dating, as cabinets, as I would put it. So if a man has many, many options, and now, women outnumber men terribly, like you can have a dude who doesn't have so much going on for himself, but he has a great personality and a smile. And somehow he always has like a plethora of women, right? Like, this one, she's a nurse. This one's a teacher. This one's finishing school. Like, I mean, I know some men that really ain't shit, but their personality gets them going. And they have, such women in their roster. And everybody's in a cabinet. Now follow me here. Now you have this one, and he'd be like, yo, she's not having it. Like, then you got this one, she can catch me out there here and there, but she'll still call me tomorrow. You got this one, she's my true love. Once I settle down, that's somebody I really want to be with. So everybody knows who they can get what over on. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows, like men, that's where they are smart. They know they have a female that will accept that apology and let them come back home. They know the female that, I'm going to have to sleep on the couch for the week.
They know your standards.
And that's why you have some men that say, she makes me want to be a better man, because this is the woman who, she takes no stops. Don't get me wrong. We come to the same round table and we can apologize and, our hearts are connected. But, some men know, like, man, she not playing with me. And that's who I want to be with. Some men be like, yo, she lets me play a little bit. We don't speak about it, but she knows. Mm-hmm. And sometimes so men know what they're going for. Unfortunately, sis, right here, you are that female in the cabinet who he knows he can get over on. Mm-hmm.
Bring all kind of bullshit. Put all kind of bullshit.
With all the bullshit, you know what I mean? And the rent is still paid. You get what I'm like? And the thing, like you said, the best thing y'all don't have is children. Why? Because he already has somebody in the cabinet that he says she's the one I want to have kids with.
Yeah.
So figure out who you want to be in those cabinets.
Mm-hmm. No, but and it's not. It's really for this. It's like she don't need to be with nobody. Like right now, in my opinion, is you let this go. Be thankful that y'all don't have kids. Mm-hmm. And it'll hurt, because any kind of ending of a relationship, like it's a lot of feelings, emotions. You'll get through all of that, but she's got to go on a journey for her self-worth. Like know you're worth more than this. Yeah. You deserve more than this, and there's a man for you. So you got to get rid of your garbage before you can allow something that you really are deserving of. But you got to know that you're deserving of it, because this man has brought you through some years. Y'all been married for 2 years, so even you knew what you were getting into when y'all took those vows. You already knew, because it was some stuff that was happening before that. So okay, now you found out. All right, don't give him another chance, because like I said, the only reason all this came out is because he keeps getting caught. Mm-hmm. So he ain't even good at what he does.
She said he's not even good.
Out here with using a company email. First of all, I'm like, who uses email? But I guess, just he's using company email to email these women. Y'all's business that you said you built. So he clearly has no respect for you at all.
He wants to get help. He wants to get counseling, and
he could have did that before. I'm sorry, but he could, if it was, just a little. Couldn't he have said, "Okay, I'm in counseling now. Why don't you come with me?" No, he said, "I'm a do this. I'm gonna do that. Like, don't give me that nigga. I'm gonna do this nigga. Like, if you gonna do it, then you should have stood on your own too and be like, you know what? The minute you kicked me out, the minute you left. I went to therapy. Yeah. Now that might be a little bit of a different story, but he's not even saying that.
No, it's after he got caught.
That's like a child. He don't know what to do. Like, okay, because I'm sure dinners is different. The mornings is different. If she's not there, let him lose you. Let him lose you. Let him feel that. He deserves that.
Yeah. No, just she started her own company. Clearly, she said she built it. So you're not a dumb female. Street smarts and common sense are two different things,
Like,
though.
you don't
So
even need him. You the one that built.
yeah. So
When he's
take
over
take
here telling these other women it's his.
yeah. You're the entrepreneur, girl.
The
So
audacity. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Put your head up, put your crown on, and you just say, I can, and I will do better. And that's how you keep it moving. And that law of attraction will follow you. Keep the better you deserve, the better you will attract into your life. And that's really what it is. So sometimes these are little, eyesores of low self-esteem.
Yep.
Whew.
Sis, I think I hope she takes our advice, because I think for her to even write all of this should have been her wish. If she had just kind of did that third person, be like, you know what? I need to go ahead and leave him based on what I just wrote.
You said it was cathartic. Y'all heard that? She said it was cathartic. That's the word of the day. Cathartic.
Yes. Follow me as I teach here.
Listen.
Let all that go.
What Bumby say about somebody increase your vocab, you illiterate son of a bitch? Sorry. I just, I will get hip hop on you, but I'm going to go R&B on you and say, although Sade said love is stronger than pride, it doesn't have to be.
For real. Yes, you're exactly right, especially in this situation. So hopefully we gave her some good advice.
Me, myself, and I. Yes, girl, you're going to be okay. All right, so it's my jam. Now, this one made me chuckle a little bit. I got hold of an old iPod.
Really?
Yeah.
I had one.
iPod, because, you store all your music, like the shit, right? And this song came on, and I must play it 3 times. It got me through my ending session on the treadmill. It is the band Bad Boy this and Bad Boy that. And now this was their one jam. Now Making the Band was the show that MTV had, Making the Band, the reality series with Puffy and Bad Boy. And remember they went to Brooklyn to get the cheesecake and they bitched about it the whole way. So they did have an album called Too Hot for TV. And it's not the band, it's D-A, the band. And this song, I don't know, it just really bumps. Let me tell you something. I was like, no, to be honest with you, to have one hit, this was it right here. Like, Puff did the damn thing. This was it right here. Like, and then even if we never heard from them again, like, they just had to be like, yo, Puff, you did give us a hit out. I'm trying to tell you. So the band was Sarah Stokes. I remember, like, she was the singer. You had Dylan and Dave Chappelle.
I want a boyfriend. I remember you were your boyfriend named Dylan. I want a boyfriend named Dylan.
Wait, Dave Chappelle did the skit, and it's all about me, Dylan, and Dylan. So funny. Then there was Chopper, Young City, and Chopper was from New Orleans.
Yeah, he was like a fake Lil Wayne.
Right. Okay, there was him. There was Babs, and she was the only female. She was from Brooklyn. I like Babs. And there was Ness, and he was from Philly.
I remember.
And I think Ness went on, I think he went on to do some writing for Puffy, and he was like a battle rapper. Then there was Freddie P, and he was from Miami.
I kind of remember him. Oh, kind of.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a where are they now? Like, where are they now? So, I mean, I can go on and read this whole thing, but no need. But anyway, so yeah, this was the song.
All I want is Bad Boy this and
Bad Boy that. You remember?
Dylan. I was like, ooh, I just want to have a boyfriend, and I want his name to be Dylan.
Dylan. I don't care what nobody say. Wait, let me see if I can get it for you. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Wait, wait did that beat drop? Wait.
But and for real, like that was the only song that they really had.
That's it.
That was it. I mean, and everybody. I mean, I remember watching the show where they had to go across the Brooklyn Bridge for that piece of cheesesteak. But like they bitched about it, and that was. I remember that was. I mean,
that was reality TV though. And the thing is that if you really look back in the day, how it was, the way that they went off about it, this was such a big opportunity. And that's how he looked at it, like, y'all are bugging. This is a big opportunity. So what? If it was today, the kids would have pulled out their phone. They would have went live on IG. They would have made TikTok videos on the way to Brooklyn, meet us there. They would have made it big, right? It would have been, social media would have made it something where them complaining would not even been a thing. That's the funny part about it.
I guess so.
No, social media would have had them. IG Live, y'all, we here.
It was a different
time. They were like, you got us buying cheesecake.
Like, survive, because I remember Babs, like, and she, you don't even hear about any of them anymore, honestly. And I think, which one was like, oh, Puffy ruined my life? It's one of them said that.
I think it was,
no.
No, I think it was Freddie P.
Was it Freddie?
When I said it?
Was just saying, yeah, it was Freddie P. No, he seemed like he's going through a tough time, and we're just saying, and that he made a whole video, and he's going through it. I don't know. I mean, I could say a lot about this, but I'm not.
Well, it was a jam. I mean, at the end, he ended and he kept Ness, Babs, and Chopper on the label, and then Ness and Babs were supposed to be a duo, and Chopper was supposed to go solo. And then eventually Chopper left the label, and Babs followed later on, and then the only member left was Ness, and he signed to Bad Boy, and he worked as a songwriter on something with Puffy. And then Dylon, his name came back up because of the whole Dave Chappelle parody. And they said they're supposed to come back with a Making the Band. But I think it's like, is it Dylon who has no comment? Yeah. It's like, anybody think about you? That was in history. They could say even if it was a one-hit wonder, we did it. Yeah.
It was a music competition. They won it.
We did it.
Man, I'm sorry they didn't. I'm sorry that they, it didn't catapult them to super mega success.
2003. You know how long ago that was?
20 years ago.
Hello.
About 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm saying that was a long time ago.
Wow. But that's a good song though. You brought it back. All I hear is Bad Boy this and Bad Boy that.
I'll tell you, that was hitting. I was like, I'm gonna replay that one more time. And I was laughing at myself. My incline, I increased my incline. I could do this.
Oh man.
I was laughing at myself a little bit. Okay, I'm not even gonna skip over this. I like this.
Wow. Yeah. But I'm sorry that, it is what it is. But good song. Okay.
That's it. That's all I got. That's my jam. I took it back for y'all.
You did.
You weren't even thinking about it.
All right. Sure wasn't.
Right? Next week, I'm going to bring back Cool Mo D. How about that?
Okay. All right. Look, y'all. We are now at the Support Black Business segment of the show, where we believe in growing our economy and strengthening our communities by supporting products and services made FUBU for us by us. Remember, if you want to advertise your business on TwistPod, the podcast, or the TV show, we are offering select business owners a chance to advertise with us, be on the show, talk about your product or your service. Just go to our website at twistpod.com. You can contact us there for more information. So today I do want to shout out my girl, Kendra, who is the owner, CEO of Define Skin, DEFINE, which stands for Deep, Effortless, Fierce, intentional, natural, and eternal. So her products are all natural, botanical, medical grade. I actually love the cleanser. She is a laser practitioner in Atlanta, Georgia, stand up ATL. And her skincare line is just bomb, and it's Black owned. And what I love about it is it's like top tier. So, not saying we're not taking away from other companies, but her stuff is like Neiman Marcus grade. You know what I'm saying? Isn't Neiman Marcus still around?
I think it's Lord and Taylor is gone.
No, Lord Taylor's
gone. Marcus is still there.
But it's like that, but it's made and it's formulated for us. So please check out Define Skin. That's defineskin.com. And check out her products, especially the cleanser, which I will say is it's like getting a facial. So love.
I need a facial. All right.
Yeah. Shout out to Kendra.
Yay.
Okay.
All right.
Guess what?
Oh.
Yeah, we've come to the end.
Wah.
You can subscribe to That's What I'm Saying, though. You can listen to the podcast on all your podcast players. Also, y'all, you want to see our faces? Watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show, weekdays on Island TV. We're also, just download the Island TV app. Follow us on Instagram at TwizPod. And Shatara, what else do we need to tell everyone out there?
We're going to let you know that if you have a question for the Weekend D Report, you want to advertise with us, if you want to keep up to date on all my upcoming comedy shows, because y'all know I bring the funny, as well as our podcast and TV events, then get social with us, slide up in our DMs. Hit us up on Instagram, on Twitter. Send us a message on our website at twizpod.com. And as always, thank you all for listening. We truly, truly, really appreciate you. Stay healthy, stay well. Until next time.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.